as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to cover all bases here. And the main thing is to have a two-way communication street. That way, if you have any questions, I can definitely get back to you. And because I know a lot of times in presentations, somebody will give something that's like, but you have questions, and then in order to actually, whoops, what's this? Oh, this is something new that YouTube's doing. Okay, they have this thing where you can actually do a pinned chat. I didn't realize that when you start the recording. So let me do this here real quick too. Sorry about the slight delay, but I just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to reach out to me directly if they need to. Okay, because like I said, there's been a lot of presentations I've watched where it's like, in order to actually find out more information or have any questions that aren't covered, you get stuck in this like really screwy loop where you don't have the opportunity to talk to somebody directly. So I want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity. Okay, there we go. All right, so without further ado, here we are. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. I do have a PowerPoint that I do want to share with you, and it has some a little bit of information that's definitely going to benefit you. So like today we're discussing the most overlooked and simple technique to building wealth and growing your income and how you can start today. And that's the main thing that I want to share with you tonight is some tips and ideas on that you are more than likely not aware of that you can do. And this is something that I feel this is beneficial information that everybody should have the opportunity to at least be aware of what I'm going to share with you, and then also have the background on why it's important to follow through with what I'm doing here tonight. So basically, I'm going to be sharing with you tips on ways that you can preserve your wealth and have a more secure financial future. And right off the bat, the wealthy have multiple streams of income. Okay, they don't just focus all on one thing. Okay, because there's obviously that's you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. But then one of the most overlooked simple techniques that the wealthy use to create and build that generational wealth, and that's what we're talking about here is generational wealth. Something that you can actually, that's going to grow for you. And then also you're going to be able to pass on from generation to generation. And that is saving in the form of precious metals, specifically in this case here, gold and silver. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to, I've had some people come up to me and approach me saying, well, I want to buy gold and silver. And it's like, no, it's not, you're not, don't look at it as a portion of buying, it's actually saving. And that's the one thing that the misconception is people think that they have to have a ton of money in order to be able to save in the form of precious metals, but that is it's a misconception. And a lot of the things is that people just don't know how to go about doing it. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with everybody here tonight. So, what I'm going to be covering is what are the benefits in saving in the form of precious metals, i.e. gold and silver. And actually in the one video presentation, the gentleman refers to it as sound money. And there's a reason why it's referred to as sound money. Okay, because there's certain aspects of it that over the course of time, you see the value of it. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you here tonight, because a lot of examples that are going to be brought up are going to give you kind of really like a black and white. And it's like when you see that, and you put it into perspective, that's how you see how powerful this can be. Okay. And like I said, this is mostly, it's an educational thing. Is my first and foremost thing is to make you aware of this option and this opportunity. And then also I do have an incredible opportunity to share with you, but we'll get to that moment here. So basically I'm going to be sharing with you how to save, who can you trust, and how do you know if what you're doing or who you're getting it from is a good deal. Okay. It's also how you can afford to save in the form of gold and silver, even if you're on a tight budget. Now, this is something that regardless of your income, whether you're making $15,000 a year, like at a minimum wage job or something, or you're making $150,000 a year or more, this is something that this information will actually benefit you. So that's where a lot of people think I don't have the money or there's no way that I can do this. There is a way that everybody can do this regardless of where what your income is. And that's what's really nice about this, because like I said, there's this misconception that people feel that they have to have X amount of dollars to do it. And that's why they never do it. Everybody knows that you've heard, your parents growing up talk about, gold and silver and then also it's like, what forms do you save in? That's where another misconception comes in, where people, it's really nice to have gold jewelry and silver and all the stuff that's really nice. And yeah, that does have a value, but what I'm going to share with you, and so same with the presentation, the video presentation, it shows you the benefits in saving in specific types. And that's where really the keys are. It's not only how you can go about doing it, but also what types you can do in the process. Okay. So it's like I said, this is like really valuable information. I'm really excited, as you can tell, to share it with everybody. So I'm also going to, share how gold and silver can truly build generational wealth. Okay, it does, and it can, and that's what part of this presentation is going to share with you. And then also what your financial institution and financial advisors are. They do not want you to know things that they're not sharing with you or telling you. And it's something that it's unfortunate, but there's a reason why they do it. And I will cover that as well. And then also how you can start today. And I do, like I said, I do have an opportunity, a special opportunity, and but it is kind of restricted to certain countries. And that's the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, the UK, New Zealand, and Singapore. But it's really something that's it's an eye-opening opportunity too. Okay, so who is this presentation for? It's for someone that understands the importance of saving in gold and silver, but they're not quite sure how to go about doing it. Okay, like I said, it's an educational presentation as well as an opportunity as well. It's looking for those who are looking for other options and wondering how something where they can control how often and how much they save. Okay, and that's what's important too. Okay, it's a lot of it is consistency, because in this case here, like with this presentation, if you don't know how to do something, what do? You just don't do anything. Okay, and that's where a lot of people that don't have this information, they're not doing anything because they don't know how to go about doing it. All right, and so it's like that's where I was really excited to be able to share this opportunity with everybody, because when it was shared with me, I'm like, my first impression was everybody needs to know this, regardless of their income or wherever they are in life. This is something that's valuable information that everybody, no matter what your job is or where you're at in which country or whatever, this is stuff that you need to know. Okay. It's also for people who have a job, but there's no 401k. Now, if you are at a company or a corporation or something that does have that, that is excellent. I highly encourage you to do that. That's very important. But it's also at the same time, this is something that you can do in addition to it. Okay. But then also there's a lot of companies out there and smaller businesses that can't afford to offer that luxury to their employees. Okay. And this is something that even if you're an employer and you don't have a 401k, this is something that an opportunity that you can share with your employees, because it's going to be something that's going to be able to help them grow and build their savings, okay, and how they invest in everything. Okay, so it's just like I said, this is like a ton of information. There's like thousands of opportunities that are ways to look at this, and it's just kind of how you approach it. Okay. So it's also for those who are looking to save money for college. And that was actually part of one of the reasons why this was introduced to me back in December of last year. My son here just graduated high school a couple of weeks ago, and I'm really proud of him. And I was like thinking, at the time back in December, I'm like, what can I do to start putting something more on the side or some way to build something in order to be able to help him pay for his college? And this is one of those opportunities. Okay, so like if you have a son or a daughter or a grandkid that wants to go to college, this is something that, at least be open to what I'm sharing with you tonight, because it gives you another option. And then also those who are looking to, build a nice nest egg, something that they have their set ways right now of saving or saving for the future. But this is another additional way that can actually help you grow your money faster. And with the right, it all depends on how you go about doing it. A lot of it, this is how you implement it. But this is something that, this is what I'm sharing with you are things that you can do yourself. You don't have to pay someone else to do it. Okay. So it's not something that you have to, hire somebody to do it. This is something that you can do yourself and do in certain specific steps. And that's what's really great about it too, is you don't have the additional costs or anything. Okay. So then there's also those who are just wondering what their options are. And, like I said, I do have a great opportunity here to where you have the potential to earn an additional income in the process. And it's just really said how much you focus on what I'm going to share with you tonight. Okay. And it's also like this is something that when I was putting this together, the one thing that came across my mind is that this is something that is not taught in the formal educational system growing up, like in grade school, high school, and that. And this is something that, especially like if you have a high school age student or somebody, who's getting in the importance that's, wondering about, how do they save or what they can do with their money after they earn it. Because that's what's important is it's important to earn money, but then what's the best, avenue to take, or what are options you can take after you earn the money and how you can make your income grow. So this is a really good educational thing. So that's something that it would be good to have even your high school age, or, your young budding entrepreneur or person that's just getting out of the workforce, have them be able to look at and understand, just options that they have. Like I said, so great information here. So just real quick before I have a video I want to share with you. And before I jump into that, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. Okay. My name is Rick. I'm the CEO of Work Smarter for You. And I created my business here back in 2016. And when I did that, my goal was to help business owners and entrepreneurs and just people who are looking, to grow their business online, give them different options of what they could do to be more successful. So I was always looking for ways to help them out. Okay. And when this program here was introduced to me back in December of 2020, I'm like, this is something I got to share with everybody, because it's just the information itself is going to be beneficial. So that's one thing I want to do, is be able to share this opportunity and, try and help people out. That's my main goal, is always to try and help people out. But I've been in business since 2016, and I'm a marketing and advertising consultancy service. And so this is kind of like something where it's kind of like, it's not advertising, so to speak, and it's not marketing, so to speak, but it's something that's going to benefit people. And that's why I'm sharing with everybody. Okay. I do have two sons. One just graduated high school, and he's 18, and I have an older son who's 29, and he lives out of state. So I don't get to see him too often, but, so I do have a small family. And, basically after I graduated high school, I went to the Army for 2 years. So I am a veteran. And so a lot of things that I do here is even at all the income and everything that I do earn from my business, I do always contribute to different charities and everything. And this is something that, even if you look at it from a perspective of, you want to be able to, everybody wants that more time and money freedom. And this is something that, with step-by-step things, little increments, you can actually create that for yourself. Okay. And so without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a gentleman. His name is Zach Davis. And he is one of the co-founders of this company called 7K. And he has a very nice presentation that goes over the history and just some of the value of the US dollar, also how it's declined over the years. But then also, he has some examples of how precious metals have maintained their purchasing power over the course of years. And that's what's really important, when you see it side by side and you understand, what the US dollar has done, and even globally, everything usually looks towards the US dollar. It's based on the US dollar in some way, shape, or form. So he does a really nice presentation, and actually he touches on a few of the points that I've already mentioned here. And I'll be watching this with everyone, and I'm just I'll probably see me disappear for a minute here, because I got to make sure everything's going okay on YouTube. But yes, I'll be watching this with you. And after he shares his presentation, I'll jump back on with you, and I'll share a couple points. And then also, what I would like you to do, okay, so with this giveaway that I'm doing, okay, for everybody who's here on one of these presentations during the week, I'm going to have a weekly drawing where I'm going to have just for attending and actually just giving me a little bit of feedback is pretty much it. I've got a $50 gift card that I have. It's a MasterCard that I want to send to you. And if it's something that you don't want me to physically mail, I could always PayPal you something. You could do it that way. But then also, through the month of June, everybody that attends these webinars or presentations, I'm also going to put your name into a drawing at the end for the end of June, and then I'll have a rare collectible to give away as a prize for everybody who's participated. So when you watch this presentation, what I would like you to do is, let me know, give me some feedback as to what you feel, what's your main takeaway from what is shared in the video, but then also what I'm sharing in this presentation. And so what I would like you to do in order to qualify for the drawings, just send me an email, and I'll have that in the next after the video too, and let me know what your main takeaways were. And then you'll be qualified to draw, for the drawing. And I'll do the drawing at Saturday night at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. I think that covers California then too. So you have up until Saturday night to get me your email and then your takeaway. All right. So without further ado, the gentleman's name is Zach Davis. Like I said, he does an excellent job here, and he is going to cover part of what I've already shared, but a little bit more here.
Welcome to 7K. Are you working harder for more money to cover the basics, but it just doesn't seem to go as far. Well, it's not just you. Higher costs and added financial pressures on families today are causing fear, uncertainty, and doubt on a large scale. In fact, as of May 2017, did you know that 44% of Americans said they could not cover a $400 emergency expense? They'd have to rely on a credit card, selling something, or borrowing money if such event arose. So what's happening with your money? Well, it's in the numbers. Look at this chart. In 1913, the Federal Reserve was created, and you'll see at that point, $1 was worth $1 in spending power. But in 2013, the dollar was only worth about 5 cents. That's about a 96% reduction in value of the spending power of the dollar since 1913. Here's how it shakes out in real life. This is the everyday price index. This measures inflation for everyday spending in 3 different categories. So this is weighted different expenses in each group, like more healthcare costs or education costs. Urban renters, 58.1%. Retired couples, 61.6%. Look at this for young families trying to start a family and own a home, 78.3% more inflation. Now look at these numbers. Now, these are things that you have to have on a daily basis. Eating food at home costs 43% more between 2000 and 2018. 59% increase to eat out. Heat sources, 99%. Car insurance, 97%. Water and sewer, 133. Did you know anybody who'd like to go to college today? Maybe a child or grandchildren? 151% increase in college tuition. Medical care expenses, up 97% in the same time frame. Now, do you mind if I show you the case for sound money? Don't worry, it's just a fancy name for gold and silver. Gold and silver is one of the secrets the wealthy have always used for ages to amass and protect their wealth. In fact, governments and financial institutions know and use the secret. They are the largest holders of gold in the world today. There's a reason why. Look at this. What could you buy today with the same silver from 1965? Check this out. If you went to the grocery store and you wanted to buy a gallon of milk, in 1 ounce of silver or $1 bill, you could purchase that gallon of milk in 1965. But in 2019, 1 ounce of silver would get you 5 gallons of milk. How many gallons of milk would $1 purchase you? Nothing. That's a 410% increase in buying power for silver. Look at the movie ticket. 1965, $1 or 1 silver ounce will buy you a movie ticket. In 2019, 1 ounce of silver would buy you almost 2 movie tickets. That's an 80% increase in the buying power of silver. That means that is a 95% reduction in the spending power of the dollar bill. Check this example out. 2,500 ounces of silver or $2,500 would buy you 1 Ford Mustang in 1965. But if you took $2,500 in the Ford dealership today, I promise you, you're not walking out with a Ford Mustang. Now, you might be able to get a down payment, but look what happens today in 2020, same 2,500 ounces of silver. You could actually purchase 2 Ford Mustangs. Now, here's a great example of the purchasing power of gold and the dollar. The question is, where would you put this $10,000 in 1965? Would you put it in a house or would you put it in gold? Here's how the numbers shake out for 2020. $10,000 put into a home would have turned into roughly $85,000. That's a pretty good return. But the same $10,000 put into gold is $528,251. That is a huge difference. So the question is, after seeing those statistics, does your financial future seem a little bit more challenging? But why aren't your financial professionals telling you about this? The truth is, they don't want you to know. They want you to think it's not important to know the secrets of Zen. But we believe in you and want to guide you in your journey to creating and protecting true wealth for your family and your legacy, because you deserve it. So we're going to show you how to use the secrets the wealthy have always used to confidently get ahead of the game now and forever. We are 7K. The 7K founders are on a mission to change the world. 100 plus years of successful business experience sits between them. In fact, they have changed multiple industries for the better. They have a passion for helping the average person get ahead. One of these individuals actually created a company that is worth $2 billion today. They have shared abilities but unique strengths that can help you to achieve the success you need. Here's a message from our founders. We created 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates. Employment issues arise or unexpected changes come up. Using the power of gold and silver, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. We started this company because we believe in you. So here are some of the questions that we had when we found out about the power of sound money. We asked, do any of these resonate with you? Where should I buy it? Who should I trust? What should I buy? How do I buy in small quantities? And how do I get more of it? So we created a membership that solves many of the problems the average person like you and I face when we buy precious metals. One of the very first member benefits of being a member of 7K is dealer direct pricing on gold and silver bullion. Here's how the process works. The US Mint create coins. They sell those coins to a dealer, and then we sell those coins directly to you. No minimums, no maximums, period. This was just the beginning, and we didn't stop there. But first, the question about what should you buy? To answer that question, we created what we call our buyer certification program. Why? Because we already made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. This expert training helps you identify what type of buyer you are, understand and follow. How the wealthy have always used sound money for their gain. The key factors to protect your personal finances in any economy. What's the value of MS7 income collecting and why it's potentially more valuable than bullion? Why governments and large institutions are the biggest buyers of gold and silver. Now here's the 5 reasons for sound money. Hedge against poor government decision and potential economic collapse. Wealth accumulation, wealth protection, portfolio diversification, last certainly not least, and probably one of my favorite, is coin collecting. In fact, what if I told you that we all made a $1.2 million mistake because we didn't understand the power of coin collecting? Did you know that if you had purchased one MS7 Silver Eagle every month since 1986, it would have cost you roughly $40,000 to $50,000? Now that seems like quite a bit of money, but over time, it's really not compared to today's value of that coin collection. It would be worth $1.2 million. The problem is most of us lack a little bit of discipline. So we don't go down and purchase those coins every single month like we should. So we needed an easy way that doesn't require discipline to collect coins every month. And that's why we created our Auto Saver program. So we gathered a team of world-class experts, hand select collectible coins to take your collecting and legacy to the next level. Our world-class coins and collections are sent to your door every single month, giving you peace of mind that your saving is on autopilot. Here are the 3 different options that you have for the Auto Saver program. First is the basic. We send a 7K exclusive collection, MS70 Silver Eagle or standard 7K labeled MS70 Silver Eagle to your door every single month. Now, we run different labeled series like the US 50 State series for this tried and true collectible. This auction features the steady as she goes and most popular collectible coin that has proven to be a great long-term value. Now, our variety coin. This will be quite a showcase when you're finished. These MS70 coins tell an incredible story from start to finish, and they're delivered to your doorstep every single month. The specialty option are gold and rare silver collectible coins that are a specialty. Often these coins have a limited run of less than 500 coins in the world. With this option, you'll get a mix of both sent to your door every single month. Now, of course, these will be handpicked by our experts. Don't feel secure about storing your collection at home? No problem. We will store your collectibles for free when you actively buy a qualifying collectible coin every single month. Every month you buy is another month we store your coins for free in our private vault. These private vaults are 100% insured by Lloyd's of London. They're military grade security, have inventory management, movement tracking, electronic visibility, And like I said before, one of the coolest member benefits is free monthly storage when you're on a qualifying point. Perhaps one of the most exciting things that we've done here at 7K as a member benefit is created what we call the Sound Money Wallet. This is a new age of precious metals that has arrived. It's 100% backed by physical inventory. You can buy it, store it, trade it, cash it out, and more. The power is back in your hands with zero hassle and zero headaches. Here's how it works. You can take cash and instantly convert your cash into gold with no fee. Take the same gold and instantly convert it back to cash at one of the best buyback rates on the market. How about silver? You can do the exact same thing. Member-to-member transfers. Instantly send gold, silver, or cash to other members for free. You can also take gold or silver straight to you. You can request your metals to be shipped to your door for the cost of shipping and insurance. It's that easy. It's about time gold and silver gave you the freedom that you deserve. And let me ask you something. How many of you like good deals and love to travel? Well, as a member here, one of the other benefits is our 7K Advantage Rewards program. This program is helping you with a lifestyle that only you can design. There's 800 different ways to save. Exclusive offers on travel, local restaurants, wherever you are, everyday services that you're already using, and deals on the largest name brands. Save where you have to spend so you can spend more where you want. 7K getaways. Gold and silver are essential, and we believe it's the key to living a lifestyle and creating memories that will never fade. With our company-sponsored trips, you will make memories that span the globe. Hear what one of our customers has to say. In our 17-year marriage, my wife and I have never been on a plane together, let alone to a foreign country. Because of 7K getaways, we have now been on multiple trips together to places we never thought we would go. Now, remember, as of May 2017, 44% of Americans said they could not cover a $400 emergency expense. So owning gold and silver is great. Traveling the world is great. But if you don't have the money to do those things, it can be very, very difficult. So here at 7K, we created a way where you can share, earn points, and get paid. Every time you share it with somebody else, you generate points. So when you purchase your membership, it creates a spot in the tracking center. You have the opportunity to build two teams, your left team and your right team. Every time you get 500 points on your left and 500 points on your right, it generates a $500 commission check. Let me just show you the multiple ways to earn. Membership and renewals, monthly autosaver program, rare coin sales, and retail sales. Every time a new member joins your team or a monthly auto saver coin is ordered, whether you shared it with them or another active associate on your team, you will collect points towards a cycle check. Now let me show you how to rank up to unlock max pay. As an associate, you can earn for $500 per week. A copper, $1,000 per week. A bronze, $2,000. Silver, $3,500 per week. As a gold, $7,000 per week. An executive gold, $10,000. And as a presidential gold, $12,500 a week. There are a ton of benefits here at 7K. Here are just some. Residual income for a lifetime, like I just showed you. The autosaver program, where you set it and forget it. The Advantage Rewards program, where you can travel the world and have exclusive deals on some of the best name brands and some of your local favorites. 7K limited and rare coins. The Sound Money Wallet. 1099 tax write-offs because you'll be owning and running your own business. Gold-backed IRA. 7K healthcare program. The ability to buy precious metals at dealer direct pricing, and much, much more. So the question is, are you ready to change your life? Here are the two ways that you can get involved with us: the standard membership or the premium membership. Our standard membership is a one-year membership. It includes the buyer certification training, collector's training, member direct pricing on unlimited bullion, no minimum and no maximums. The Advantage Rewards program, 3 technology credits, access to exclusive low mintage collectibles, 1 graded silver coin, and access to our exclusive Sound Money Wallet. Now, as a premium member, You get a 1-year membership, the buyer certification, collector's training, member direct pricing on unlimited bowling, the advantage program. But instead of 3, you get 12 technology credits. You get access to exclusive low mintage collectibles. You get 1 MS-70 silver coin, 1 silver bullion coin, 10 business cards, 4 wealth strategy books, and access to the Sound Money wallet, so you can begin sharing this unbelievable opportunity with others. So ask yourself, how would it feel to know that you had control over your financial future? How would your life be different if you had more time, more money to do what you love? The question is, will you join us in our mission to change the world? Pick a membership package and get started today. Thank you for spending some time with us. My name is Zach Davis.
Okay, Zach did a really good, nice job there of explaining kind of really, like I said, the education portion of part of what I'm sharing tonight is, the value of the US dollar and how it's declined over pretty much the last century, but also when you see the comparison with how, it's basically based on the purchasing power is, what you could buy years ago, you cannot buy now because you always see inflation and prices going up. So the things here is what I'm sharing with you tonight is it, with what he shared with the examples of what, going back to 1965, and probably the most eye-opening thing for me when I watched this, when I had this shown to me the first time was, the 1965 Ford Mustang example, where if you walked into a deal and you had $2,500 or 2,500 1-ounce silver coins, you could walk out with a brand new Ford Mustang. But if you walked into a Ford dealer today, at $2,500, you're looking at a down payment and 4 to 5 years of paying off the car. Okay, whereas if you had the 2,500 silver coins, you'd be able to walk out with 2 brand new Ford Mustangs already paid for. So that there is a huge example. And also the gold, with the investing 10,000 into a house, a return on that would be about $85,000, which is good. But if you would actually put that 10,000 into gold, you'd be looking at over $500,000. And so that's even like with the example of $2,500 or 10,000, in the silver and gold. With what I'm sharing with you tonight, you don't need that type of money. Like I said, this regardless of your income. Like you're making 15,000 or 150,000 or more. This is something that you can incrementally fit into your budget. And the title of this is how, building wealth, okay, and generational wealth. And that's something that you don't build generational wealth or build wealth instantaneously, okay? Then that's kind of like a misconception that's out there. There's a lot of people, especially with the times that we're living in now with all the, the news on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and everything else that's going on. Everybody's looking for that instantaneous gratification and wealth and everything. And that's not true. You can, in some cases, if you got into Bitcoin, when it first came out, yeah, you were kind of pretty much turned into an instant millionaire, but it took time to do that. It didn't happen overnight. Okay. So different things this is what I'm sharing with you is how you can do. And I did some calculations on this. If you're able to save like $3.87 a day, you can start building that generational wealth. And that's something where it's going to build over time. And Zach showed that example of the Silver Eagle, how when they first came out with it in 1986, if you would have, had the discipline, and that's where a lot of people they don't have the ability to, to focus on, saving X amount, in this case here in the Silver Eagle. But if you would have bought a Silver Eagle, an MS-70 every month since 1986, it would have cost you between, $40,000 to $50,000. But that collection today is worth over $1.2 million. And that's what's really kind of eye-opening is the fact that, and that's where I had, and I will show this. I had somebody say to me, well, why would I want to save in the form of a coin or a collectible? Well, it's something that the majority of people don't know. There is a tax advantage to that because whenever you have gains as far as selling silver or gold or whatever, usually you have to report that on it's a 1099-B form where you would have to report your gains in that. But because the government was very specific in what they said that you had to claim on that form, collectibles wasn't one of them. So that person that actually has put together that MS-70 collection, if they sold that for $1.2 million, they'd be looking at a $1,150,000 profit that they wouldn't have to report. Okay, so that's one of the hidden, I guess, hidden secrets of actually saving in the form of a collectible, in this case, a silver eagle. And, with what he was saying with that, this is an MS-70 silver eagle. Okay. And it's graded by NGC. That's the Numismatic Grading Corporation. They're one of the top grading companies, and we're one of the top two. And what they do is they grade it. They encase it in this super hard plastic. It's actually sealed, and it's got a serial number and a barcode. So you can actually track that number. You put in that serial number, or if you scan that barcode, it'll actually show you exactly what the coin is, but it also help you keep track of the value of that coin. Okay. And so like with an MS-70 coin, that's a perfectly graded coin. You can't get any better perfect grade, okay, than an MS-70. And so like and why that's important is because, you do have the option of buying regular silver coins or gold coins or bullions or whatever, which is, that's with 7K, with what they share is the opportunity to save in different forms. But I'm just going to use the example of the MS-70 specifically. So like if you had a regular silver coin that you purchased that wasn't graded, and you walked into a coin shop or a silver and gold place, they're going to, what the value of the coin is, but you're not going to walk out of there with that same value, because everybody has their overhead costs. And there's I've tried to do things in the past, and it's like, and just a quick examples, I'd spent over $3,000 on a diamond ring, and as an engagement ring. And when I went to try and sell it to one of these silver and gold places, even when gold was super high, they were offering me like $270. It was ridiculous. So that's the thing with jewelry, and that is there's a minimum of like a 300% markup. So what you pay for jewelry in that isn't always what it's worth. I mean, it's nice because you can wear it, and so it's a nice gift to give. But the actual value of the gold or silver, or in diamond, in this case, it was a white carat or white gold diamond ring. Okay, so they had a diamond, had the white gold, and it's like it just didn't have the value. But like this, if you walked into a coin dealer or one of those silver and gold places with a MS-70 graded coin, you're going to get top dollar for it. You're going to have the minimum of what you paid for it, plus whatever the market is at that time. That's what they always look at, because the market fluctuates daily. So all those places look at the cost of silver and gold on that day. But in this case here, with an MS-70 perfectly graded coin, you're going to be able to get top dollar for it every time. And that's one of the benefits of also having it graded. Plus, you're like, well, how much does it cost to have it graded? If you actually were to have coins graded yourself, it would cost you would have to have a membership for one, and for NGC, it's actually $25 just for the membership fee. But to even have them grade the coin, just without it even being graded, for you to send in, it's going to cost $35. So you're already at $60 just to send in the coin. Okay, and then you don't know if it's going to come back perfect. Okay, and that's the thing, is anytime the coins in that are handled and everything, there's always something, I guess, lowering its value. Okay, so that's the nice part about, like, with what 7K does. They're handling all that part of what they do. Okay, like he referred to the membership package, and I'll share that in a moment here. But that's all part of it. They're going through the process of getting the coins from it goes from the mint to the dealer, and then they purchase it straight from the dealer. So there's not all these different markups where typically if you go to a coin shop or someplace else, it's changing hands another couple of times, and there's always a markup to it. And what's really nice about what they do is that the price that they pay from the dealer, that's what they're passing on to you and I. Okay, that's something where you're not having this additional markup and everything. Okay, so that's part of the membership cost, which really is not that much too, and I'll get to that here in a moment. But what I want to do is, before I go any further, is I'm going to skip two screens. Oops, going the wrong way. Skip two screens here and give you this information here. Okay, so as part of this drawing that I had mentioned earlier, this way, if you have any questions, you can ask me questions as well here too. Go ahead and send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And just, to qualify for the weekly drawing and then also the monthly drawing, just tell me what your feedback or your take is on the video that I shared and the information that I've shared. Just give me some sort of feedback on that, and you'll be qualified to draw for the drawings. Okay. All right. So, okay. And then getting back to 7K. So, the companies that have 401k plans, which I said I highly encourage you to take advantage of those if they're offered to you. But for those people that aren't able to participate in a 401k, or if this is something that you want to do in addition, I highly encourage you to at least keep this in mind as an option for you to do, because the way I look at it is like it's a personal 401k plan. Okay, so I'm in, I have my own business now, so I don't have a 401k from another company or whatever. So this is an option for me as well, where I can, just by doing the auto saver, and that's like what Zach said, a lot of times people don't have the discipline to do it every month. Whereas with their auto saver, it's pretty much equivalent to a 401k. You pick out whichever auto saver you want, and then once a month, that's basically what you save. They charge your credit card, or they debit your bank account, or however you want to pay for it. And then once a month, you're actually building that silver or gold, or depending on what you choose. And it starts building that wealth for you, because the value of it's going to increase over time. And of course, there's nothing etched in stone, but gold and silver have proven over the course of time to be the most stable form of income. Whenever everything else, the economy and everything is, fluctuating and going bonkers, everybody always looks back to as the most stable form of currency is sound money, which is gold and silver. Okay. And like I've mentioned on a couple other presentations, it's like, I'm not sure if you're religious or not, but and it's like, you think about it, one of the wise men brought the infant Jesus gold. He didn't bring him real estate, which is good investment too, but he didn't bring him, the wise men didn't bring him real estate or Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Okay, it's gold. So gold has always been like this, has stood the test of time. So that's just something I kind of like to point out to people too. But so like with them 7K, you're probably wondering who they are. How come you've never heard of them? Because a lot of people haven't heard of them. And this is something that they were formed back in 2016. Also, that's actually, hey, it's a good year. That's when I started my business. So they've been in business since 2016. They have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. And you can look them up online too as well. They have a customer reviews of 4.5 out of 5 stars, and they have no customer complaints. And that's one thing I always look at. There's always, no matter what company there is out there, there's always somebody who you'll see like random stuff where they don't like something or whatever. They had a certain situation where they got upset, so they do a review. But the key that I always look at too, when I look at the companies online, it's the star rating is great. But really what is key is the customer complaints, because that means that they had a legitimate complaint, that they really went through the Better Business Bureau and said, hey, look, this company did this to me. But in this case here, when I see 0 customer complaints, that's another gauge to as far as measuring how valid the company is, and what type of company they are. Okay, they do have a physical location. They do have like normal business operating hours. So they're located in Idaho Falls, Idaho. So if you were in that city, you could actually walk in their front door and talk to people and, engage that way. Okay, so it is a legitimate company, whereas a lot of stuff online today is virtual, where you don't ever really know where the company is, or maybe it's in a third world country or something like that, where, it's not something like here in the United States or Canada, or, so it's one of those things where it is important that they actually have a physical building, their actual company. They do have a number you can call them. They do have normal business hours. So if you ever have questions after the business hours, they do have live chat support. So there is somebody there to answer your questions. So if you had something at night and you had a question, they would be able to answer it. And in the event that the person may not have all the information that you're looking for, if you have something very specific that they're not aware of, their customer service since day one, for whenever I've had questions, it's been like really top notch. They get back to me right away. And there were 2 instances where the guy didn't know the answer. So the next morning, people were getting in touch with me. One time was an email with the answer. Another time, one of their customer service people called me. So they are really focused on that customer service, which is excellent, especially when you're actually dealing with something here specifically like gold and silver, or with your money as well, because that's important. I mean, you have the options to purchase different silver and gold at other places too, but especially like online and that. But are you able to talk to somebody, interact with somebody? And that's what 7K takes pride in, is basically, doing what they can do to help the everyday person out. Okay. And their co-founders, Zach Davis is the gentleman who did that presentation for us. And then Richard Ball and Josh Anderson, those are the co-founders of 7K. And if the name Richard Ball looks familiar to you, in the presentation, Zach mentioned one of their founders was created a $2 billion company, and that's Richard Ball. He was actually the founder of Melaleuca, and everybody knows that's a company that's been around for decades now, a couple of decades, and they're really a solid company and they're still going strong. So that just shows you the type of people that are behind 7K. Okay, and it's something that they take pride in basically trying to pay it forward. That's what they did, is when they came up with this concept of what, the 7K Metals company, they wanted to find a way for the average everyday person, regardless of your income, on how they could start saving in the form of gold and silver, but at the same time, building that generation wealth, because that's where the key is taking those small incremental steps to building a long-term wealth. And, that's something that you can pass on down to your family and everything. And one thing I want to share here, and it's not covered in the video or it's specifically in one of my slides, is one of the things that they thought of too is like, if you're like, you create your membership and you start to qualify or rank up at the different, go up from associate to copper to bronze and so on, and wherever you are, your earnings and your position is something that you can transfer in a will. And it's like, heaven forbid that we want to think about that, but say like you become a member and 10 years down the road, you're at the gold or something, or silver or gold, where you're making, gold is $7,000 a week. You could actually, and your health became bad, you could actually will that to somebody. So it's not like that position or everything that you built up is just lost if you passed away. This is something that you could will to your son or your daughter or your grandkids or whatever. They would just have, as long as they would have to create a 7K account, but everything could be willed to them. So that's really something, they really thought about everything here. And like they do have, like when he was listing the membership benefits, the health insurance and the gold back IRA, what opportunities do you see online that offer that to members? You don't. Okay, so they took it and they looked at every aspect of what they could do to pay it forward to make this a great opportunity to share with people. Okay, so that's something that's really powerful when you look at everything that I'm sharing with you tonight. So this is something like I said, I look at this as another version of a 401k. Okay, where I can do it myself. I can handle it. You don't have to go through anybody, and that's one thing. I made the comment at the beginning about what your financial institutions and financial advisors aren't sharing with you is they do not want you to know that something like this exists. Because if you're typically most people have some money in a savings account or a money market account or something. But if you're not putting money into the bank, like a normal savings account right now is like less than 1%. Okay. So it's like, you're not getting they have your money, but yet you're not getting really much of anything on a return. Okay, so if you're not putting the money in the bank, then they're not able to use your money because one of the things they're doing is, investing in silver and gold, but also they're using your money for loans and to help other people out with it, so it's something that they're using your money. Whereas if you don't put it in a savings account like that, this, like I said, attribute this like another 401k, you're actually able to control it yourself. And you're going to see with what I'm going to share with you here in a minute, how you have the potential really to have a faster way of growing your money. Okay. And then also with your financial advisor, he's not going to tell you, hey, go ahead and go to 7K and you can get your gold and silver direct. And don't worry about me, because he's not going to tell you that, because then he's not making any money off you. Any advisor or broker, they're in business to make money just handling your money. But if you're handling yourself, which is what this is, you can do everything that yourself. That's where you're using more of your money to build your wealth and grow your future. Okay, so there's a really great opportunity here. And like I said, even at this point, even if you weren't interested in the membership, even the information that I shared with you tonight, just understanding the value of the US dollar and the decline of the US dollar and its purchasing power, and then also what the value and the purchasing power of silver and gold is. That's like information that everybody needs to know. Okay, so like I said, this is something that would be great to share with your sons or daughters or grandkids. Okay, because it's something just to think about. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this portion here right now in case you have to jump off, but at least you have a way. And what I want to share with you here tonight is an opportunity to work with you together. Okay, I want to be part of a team. It's not my team, it's not your team, it's our team, where in order to rank up to the associate and copper and so on, and get those weekly checks, because it is something that they do pay weekly. It's not something where you have to, most places or most things you hear about, you're waiting 30 days because they're like, oh, well, the money's got to clear, or they come up with some excuses. But in this case here, they pay it forward right away. They pay it back to you weekly. So it's something that's a real benefit. Okay, so like say if you hit the and I have an income calculator here, I'll show you in a minute. But if you hit the $500 a week and you qualify as an associate, then you have the potential of adding an additional $26,000 a year. Okay, but like say if you didn't want to, you weren't looking at this from the potential to earn an additional income, you could still create a membership and still get access to all the pricing on the silver and gold and the collectibles that they have, because they do have the bullions, they have the graded coins, they do sell the raw silver eagles, they have bullions, they do have some jewelry items, and there's just a bunch of different things and like some really rare collectibles that they do put out. Okay, and I've seen on some of the rare collectibles, they've actually are like limited edition, like 500 or less. So there's some really, really stuff. And from a collector standpoint, I'll just say this too, with the MS-70, like I'm on the basic autosaver. So it's 105 a month. Okay. But with the basic autosaver, it's the silver MS-70 Silver Eagle. Okay. So this is a 50 state series. So my goal is to put together that 50 state collection of all the Silver Eagles and have them MS-70. So, it's once a month. It's going to take just a little over 4 years, but at the end of 4 years, I'm going to have 50 perfectly graded coins for the entire U.S. state series. So that in itself, that collection itself, is something that a lot of collectors would pay top dollar for, because they're getting perfectly an entire series, an entire set perfectly graded. So it's just something it won't, I'm sure we may not get to 1.2 million, but that's just another aspect of looking at it. Okay. So that's what I want to share with you is the opportunity to work together. Okay. So in order to help you rank up and qualify, my initial goal is to help everybody that's on our team qualify for the rank of associate. So that would be hitting the $500 a week. And then, basically after everybody on the team hits associate, my next goal is to help you qualify to be a copper, which is $1,000 per week. So $1,000 per week, if you're, a lot of it depends on how aggressive you are, or not necessarily aggressive might not be the best word, but how much you share the opportunity. Because like in this case here, I pretty much tell everybody that I know, and it's something, don't feel bashful or, hesitant about sharing it, because even the information about the value of the dollar versus precious metals, that's something that everybody needs to know. And most people are not aware of that until you show it to them in black and white, which is what's nice about this presentation, is that does that. So, my thing is, what I tell people is just share it. And, if the people don't feel awkward about it, say, hey, I want you to check this out. You could share it and say, if you're interested, let me know. And if not, if, somebody else that is interested, share it with them. Okay. Because everybody knows people that know people that know people. So even if the person that you initially share it with doesn't take advantage of it or doesn't see the value in it, just ask them to share it with somebody else. And, you never know. Okay. So it's like, that's what I want to do. So like right now, if you do have to jump off, because we're getting close to, you're about 15 minutes now. I wanted to keep this close to an hour, but it's going to be a little bit over that. So if you had to jump off, what I'd like you to do is send me your preferred email address and your phone number to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. And once I get that, I will in turn send you my phone number. So that way, and I'm not going to be calling or anything. It's just another forms of like where, you can text me if you have questions, and I prefer like email or text first opposed to a phone call. But if you have questions or whatever, I'm more than happy to jump on a Zoom and be able to share my screen or something with you and help you walk through things as well. But if you send me your email and your preferred or your phone number, I'll send you my phone number and then also share a link with you on how you could get started. Okay. So when I send that link to you, then the link that I'm going to share with you today, it's not even my own. Okay. And see, that's how people qualify to rank up on 7K. Is you work together as a team, and that's how they designed it. They wanted to help people out, but at the same time, they want people working together to make everybody's lives better. Kind of like the domino effect. If you help one person, they'll keep going. So in order to rank up to like the higher levels on 7K, you do need to work together as a team. Okay. Because And I'll show you that in the screen coming up here too. But like I said, I'll send you a link. And then as soon as you get the link, create your account. And your username is going to be part of your website and also the link that you share. So like I tell people that, try and keep it short and, something to maintain the professionalism of 7K and everything, because they really do have a great opportunity here. But I will go ahead and send you that link, and then you create your account, and then you send me, you can either email me or text me your email or your affiliate link, which is going to be your username. So like here, listen, my website, because you do get a personal website once you create your account, and it's something that people can actually go to and purchase stuff off of it as well, which also is another way for you to get points and to earn as well. But when you create your account, your username, like mine is rickf, that's going to be the tail of your link that you share with people. Okay. So in this case, here, if it was like Karen B or something like that, and you would be 7kmetals.com and then whatever, your name or your username here. So that's why I said try to make it professional, because you can be able to share this with people, and also get posted on your Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn account or whatever. And if anybody clicks on that and orders through it, then that gets credited to you. But what they also do that's nice is if somebody does go to your website, your link, and they go to make a purchase and they're not a member, it'll ask them, are they a member? And if they say no, then it'll say, well, would you like to become a member? This is what your price would be today. And, it gives them that option. So if they click to, yes, they want to become a member, then that person is attached to you. Okay. So that's another option for like indirect approach to getting people to be in your left or right, on your side or on your team. Okay. So what I'll do is, and actually what they do recognize you. So as soon as you hit qualify one of your ranks, they do actually, they ask you to send them a picture or whatever what you want on there. And so here's me a couple of years ago at least. But so they do send this in, and once a week they have their Monday night calls, and anybody that qualifies, that ranks up or whatever, they do recognize you, in front of your peers and everything. So it's on some weeks they have so many people that they do list your name, but other times when they will put your picture up as well too. Okay, so that's just about that. Okay, so I'm going to share this short video on how you get paid. Okay, it kind of expounds a little bit about what Zach said before, and he's going to share this again. This is going to be him talking, and then I'll wrap things up. I'll just show you how the left and right works, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this presentation up. Okay, so I hope you're getting some good value here, and we'll go ahead and play this now, and I will hop on right after.
So you want to learn more about how you get paid for sharing? Smart. There's nothing worse than the emotional pressure of not having enough money to pay the bills or be able to live the life of contribution. So right now, I'm going to show you how your life is about to change financially forever. It's super simple, and it goes like this. Our standard annual membership is $199. Our standard plus is $359, and our premium annual membership is $499. Now you can't go wrong with any of them, and they all put silver in your hands immediately. When you refer your first two memberships, you will immediately have two teams and will now be qualified to earn commissions. For simplicity, let's call them the right team and the left team. Every time a standard membership is purchased in your organization, you earn 50 rewards points. A standard plus earns you 100, and a premium membership earns you 150 rewards points. When you accumulate 500 rewards points on both your right and left teams, you earn a $500 commission check and become an associate. Now, for those who really want to make an impact and some serious income, we have different levels of achievement. And the higher your level of achievement, the higher your check. When you achieve the rank of associate, you can earn a $500 check per week. As a copper, $1,000 per week. A bronze, $2,000 per week. Silvers can earn up to $3,500 per week. Golds are eligible to earn up to $7,000 per week. Executive golds, $10,000 per week. And our presidential golds can earn up to $12,500 per week. Share, earn points, and get paid. It's as simple as that. Now, let me ask you something. How much different would your life be if you had an extra $500 to $12,500 per week? What would you do? Would the financial pressure be gone? How big of an impact could you really make? You can almost feel the weight lift, can't you? Now, remember, you earn 50, 100, or 150 rewards points for each membership in your organization. But you don't just earn points on memberships. For each coin of the month anyone in your organization purchases, you earn an additional 15, 20, or 30 rewards points. So whether it's a membership sold or a coin sold, you earn points. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if for any reason you ever want to sell your gold and silver bullion, we offer the highest buyback price. That's all there is to it. So here's what I want you to do now. If you like our story, become a member, share it, and get paid. If you like the idea of buying gold and silver and you want to get it at the best price, become a member and join the Coin of the Month program today. Either way, you win. Click the button below now and take the next step to changing your financial future forever. Welcome to 7K Metals, where we believe in you.
Okay, so yes.
So you want to learn more about.
We don't want to do that. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, so it's really straightforward. Okay, and like I said, you don't have, if you don't want to look at it from the aspect of the potential to earn money, you don't have to do that. You can create your membership and just, like, if you wanted to get on the autosaver, like I said, I attribute to like another version of your own personal 401k that you can control yourself. But if you don't want to do that, you can still, with the membership, you can still have access to the different gold and bullions and everything that they have at that pricing, you know, the dealer direct pricing that they pass on to us. Okay, so that's something that you could get. And even if you don't do the coin saver, the auto saver, you know, you could still accrue points. But as far as like the payment, in order to be eligible for the associate copper and so on up, you do have to stay active within a 30-day period. And so what they do is they have let me show it to you here. Whoops. I'm sorry, my mouse is like really bad. Okay, so like with your basic, that would be 105, and they do, because they do ship it to you. And that's something I do want to point out here too. When you create your membership, make sure that your address that you put down matches your driver's license or your state ID or your country ID or whatever that you have, because that's what they use to actually physically ship it to you. Okay, and so that's important. That's one of their checks and balances. By law, they have to do that because there's this, you know, with everything going on the internet, by law, I think it's like know who you are or something. Yeah, I think that's what they refer to it as. But they have to make sure that you physically live at that address. Okay, so that's part of the thing, because if by default, even if you did not want to participate in the earning on the side, by default, when this is done correctly, you will at some point earn passively. Okay, and so, you know, you would be required to pay taxes on that when they do the weekly payments of 500, 1,000 or more per week. That's straight that amount of money. It's not, you don't get, you know, $410 for the $500 per week. You get the $500 per week. Okay, so you would have to keep track of that, and keep a certain portion on the side to pay for taxes, you know, when it's all said and done at that tax time of year. But so that's something to keep in mind. So, you know, make sure that your address matches your driver's license. And then also when you create if you create the autosaver, you can have 5 days to choose from. And this is a screenshot, so I can't drop it down, but there's like, it's the 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, and 26th of every month. So like today's the 15th. Like if you wanted to have your autosaver done today, there's an option where you can have it like shipped out right away after you create your account. Or if you just wanted to create your membership, but then say wait till July 1st in order for your first autosaver to ship out, you could do that. So you're still within that 30-day range to qualify as an associate. So like if you know, depending on how many people you know or how much you share this opportunity, you could actually qualify for an associate and even actually, believe it or not, earn passively before you have to do your autosaver. But like I said, you do have to have the left and right, and then after that, you have to have the point totals. But what they did to try and help people out, you know, right away is at the end of last year, they came up with, if they're qualified as an associate, but they're not quite at the 500 points per side to get the $500 check. If you have 250 points, you know, on each side, they will issue you a payment of $250. Okay. And usually what they do is they cycle their points every Saturday night. Okay. And so whatever points are generated throughout the week, at the end of that week, if you qualify for associate or above, or they'll go ahead and take those points out of your accrual, and then they'll issue you a payment for it. And it actually goes into your Sound Money wallet, which is what you set up as part of your account. Okay. So that's something where you'll be able to have like your bank account in there, or, if you don't want, how you want to get paid. And typically, like if you have your bank account in there, like your bank, a debit card or something like that, they can actually send it to your bank. Okay. So it's something you could either keep it in the Sound Money wallet and then use that to pay for your auto savers or any purchases you make, or you could have it transferred to your bank. So there's different ways to handle your money. Okay. So anyway, so the basic is 105. The variety, so the basic is the State Series Silver Eagle, and the variety is, right now, it's the colorized Animal State Series. Okay, for the Silver Eagle. Okay, and then the specialty. I know last month it was a special limited edition 2-ounce silver coin that had a really low mintage. And so that one was a nice one. But I know coming up, they're supposed to be starting, from what I understand, in July to offer a graded gold coin, although they haven't said specifically what it's going to be, but that is an option for you to have part of your auto saver as well. Okay. So with the membership packages, the standard membership is $199. The plus membership is $359, and the premium is $499. Now, you don't necessarily, if you were doing this from the aspect of potentially earning an income from it, you don't have to. You could still qualify and rank up to an executive goal at $12,500 per week with just starting with a standard membership. So, the points that anytime you get an auto saver or something like that, those points go towards you as well as your downline. They have something that's called loyalty points. So any purchase you make towards your auto saver, it not only goes into your points to qualify for the weekly payouts, but there's another section that's called loyalty points, where that's an additional way that they came up with for members to actually be able to get free silver and gold. You accrue those points, and then they have certain select items that you can actually exchange that for free silver and gold. Okay. So that's another added bonus they have. Okay. But it's like, if you referred somebody with a standard membership, you'd get 50 points towards your downline, or like in the case with the plus, it's 100. And then the premium membership, it's 150 points. And so, like, there's some people that I do know, there's some people that actually have, for their auto saver, they actually picked all three. So they have different things coming because they're like big into collecting, and the collectible aspect of silver and gold. So that's, there's different options. So there's different ways that your points can accrue. Plus, they have something that's called a coin drop. And like once every 2 weeks, roughly, they have a special limited edition coin or a couple of coins that they offer members. And, it's where you have to have a code in order to access the purchase when they call it a coin drop. So it's a specific time. They'll say, okay, we have this coin drop and these coins are available. And you put in this code to access your back office, and then you can have the chance to purchase those coins. So any purchase that's made like on a coin drop, or even from a separate purchase in your back office, those points that are attributed with it go towards your downline as well. Okay. So there's multiple ways to get points. Okay. And like I said, you don't have to do it from that standpoint, but by default, working together, you will inevitably at some point receive some sort of compensation. Okay. As long as, we're working together as a team. Okay. So I just want to do this because just to kind of show you something. Okay. If you went with the auto saver, the basic auto saver, so it's $105 for the coin being shipped for the coin, but then with the shipping and the insurance that comes with it, because it goes FedEx, it comes out to $116. Okay, so over the course of a year, 12 months, $116, you would be saving in the form of silver for $1,392. And I refer to it as saving because you physically own it, you physically have it in your possession, and that is one thing that's key too. I mean, there's the ETFs or whatever, where you can actually, go through the stock market and purchase stuff. But this is something where you don't physically own it. You own the shares, but you don't physically own the gold or silver. But here in this case here, you're physically owning it. So yeah, you're paying it, but you're paying yourself and you're saving yourself. And at the same time, you're building that generational wealth incrementally. Okay. So in this case here, say if you spent over the course of a year, you have the 12 auto savers, it would cost you $13.92 for those 12 graded coins. And then, but once you qualify as an associate, having the left and right, and that's, like I said, that's my goal, is to help everybody work together to qualify as an associate. You're looking at the potential of $26,000 throughout the course of the year. So when this is a calculator that you can check online. So basically, out of the $26,000 that you have the potential to earn, your return on investment is 1,767%. And that's kind of like in Amazon type numbers as far as return, or like Bitcoin when it jumped. So it's like, that's just something where you're physically saving, you're doing it incrementally, just like a 401k. Like a 401k, you don't see that money. You pick a percentage and it comes out of your check. And then every week before you even get your check, or every other week, they're taking that money out. You never see it, so you don't think about it. But in this case here, you would just once a week, or once a month, you would have whatever autosaver shipped to you. And that's, they send you an email saying, okay, on the date that you pick, hey, we charged your credit card, or we debited your bank card, or whatever and here's your receipt. Then the next email you get is, here's your tracking number for your autosaver. And 2 days later, here in the US, it's always been 2 days for me since day one. Everything that I've ever ordered from them, my autosaver or a couple other gift items that I ordered, it's come in 2 days. And then they send you an email the day that it's delivered and says, hey, FedEx delivered your package. Okay. So it's like, they're very thorough with everything. But this just kind of gives you an idea of what your potential is. And like I said, it all depends on how much you share it. And if you don't share it or whatever, then it's going to take a while for you to hit those points. But if you do share it, and like I said, don't be shy in sharing it. It's a great opportunity. Even the information itself is great to share. Okay. And like that video that I shared with you with Zach, that's in your back office. So if you wanted to share that video with, say, your friends or family or whatever, and they do have an app too. So like if you were able to download the app to your phone, you could actually take that video is one that you could actually share directly with people too. Say, hey, check out this video and let me know what you think. And then, go from there. Okay. So those are things that you can share that will actually help you share the opportunity. So you don't necessarily have to get on a call like I do here. But I just like, this is my way. I'm figuring, if there's one person, even because I'm live on YouTube, if there's one person that sees the benefit in this, then, it's well worth my time. Okay. So it's like, that's where I continue to share, because I feel it's something that everybody should at least be knowledgeable of. Okay. So to become an associate or above, you receive points on your monthly autosaver. So your shipments that come to you, those points go towards your left or right, and you do control that. And then when someone joins underneath you, you get the points associated with their membership. But then each time they have an autosaver shipment sent to them, those points are credited to you. Okay, so because it goes down like this, and I'll show you that in the next screen. And so, so they have their membership and their autosaver, but then also separate purchases from your website. Because like I said, when you create your username, you have your own referral, your own website, 7K branded website that you can share with people. And then also any purchase people that then, like I said, they don't have to be a member to purchase from your website. Any points or anything you do earn that way as well. Okay. So this is how it looks. So this would be you after you create your membership. The first person you want to get a left and a right, and it's important to make sure you do it left and right, and you can control that in your back office. There's something that's called a holding tank, and I will explain that more and more on a separate call or something, because I want to wrap this up because we're almost at the 1 minute, 10 minute mark now, 1 hour, 10 minute mark. So you would have a direct referral, your left and right. Once you have 2 referrals, you qualify as an associate. So you're qualified to hit that 500 a week paycheck. Okay, now it's just a matter of getting the points. So like whatever the points this person had, did a standard membership, so it'd be 50, but then their autosaver was like 30 once a month. So you would get like 80 from that person. That's just an example. Okay, so you want to get a left and a right, and once they qualify, that qualifies you as an associate. So in order to pay it forward, and this is where, like I said, we can work together as a team. So the next thing that you want to do is help those 2 people that you just referred, help them become an associate. So once they become an associate, which is they get a left and right, and they get a left and right, and you get 2 more direct referrals, then you rank up to $1,000 per week. Okay. And this is technically how it really looks. I just did this because Zach explained it in one of his training things in the buyer certification form. He says the best way to describe it is you get 2, and then help those 2 get 2 and get 2 more. Sounds complicated, but it's really not. Okay. So this is how it really looks in the downline, so to speak. This would be you. Here's your first 2 direct referrals. Then they become an associate here. And then here's your other 2 direct referrals. So all these points from the memberships and their autosavers from all these people, those go towards your weekly points. So that's how you're wondering how you could, make that throughout the month. Like I said, you have the 5 days to choose from as far as when the autosaver is shipped. So each time anybody that's, whether it's somebody you directly referred, or even if this person, like say you directly referred this person, but these 2 people, they got on their own, the points that these people earn in their autosavers and that, those still get pushed up to you as well. Okay, so you do get those points. Okay, so that's how you can get those and have it consistently. And like I said, it really depends on how much you share. But like this case here, if after these 2 direct referrals here, you're at $1,000 per week. But then the next way to rank up to a bronze is to have your 2 of your direct referrals become coppers, which is what this diagram is here. Okay, and that's where we can work together and make that happen. Okay, so just to go over the compensation plan or the share plan, like they like to call it. The associate is 1 each left and right, and that's $500 per week is your potential. The copper is $1,000 per week. Bronze is $2,000. The silver is $3,500 per week. And so at $3,500, you're looking at $14,000 a month potential income. Okay, on the side, in addition to you still getting the silver or gold or whatever you're getting. So this is in a way, if you share the opportunity, you have ways of getting what you're actually saving and building your wealth on theoretically for free. Okay, it's just how much you share it. Okay, but also what they do at silver is if you hit that within 90 days, what they do is to show their appreciation towards you is they say, hey, you know what, you hit silver within 90 days. And if you hold that rank for 45 days, meaning you qualified for silver, and then the people that are below you are in your downline, if they stay active like every 30 days, so if you hold it for 45 days, they'll actually give you a 100-ounce silver bar. And it's their token of appreciation. So just to hit that rank in 90 days, that silver bar is currently around $3,100, $3,200. That's their reward to you for sharing this great opportunity with people. Okay. And usually what they do is they do have events throughout the year that they like to recognize people. So like if you're at one of these events and you qualified as silver, they call you up on stage and they present you with, and they take pictures and everything. So they make a big deal out of it. But if you're like in a country where like, Australia or, any of the other 7 countries or other 6 countries outside of the United States, they would, you weren't able to attend a meeting, they would make arrangements to get you the silver. But that's just another way that they're paying for it. So it's a really, really exciting opportunity here. So then after the silver, it's $7,000 a week at gold. Executive gold is $10,000, and presidential gold is $12,500. And one thing to keep in mind too with sharing this opportunity. Okay, a lot of you get the points for sharing. It's no different than your credit card company that has the mileage points or there's different credit cards that part of their cost of the card, your annual fee of the card is the fact that they're giving you points. So you're paying technically to earn the points in half the credit card, but those points on your purchases build up and you can exchange it for gift cards or money on your statement or whatever. It's no difference. What 7K is doing is no different really than what the credit card companies are doing with their point systems too. Plus people pay a membership for Amazon Prime to have something shipped to them right away or quicker or faster processing or whatever. And it's like, you're buying something from them. They should be shipping it out right away anyway. So why should you pay an extra? But millions of people do that and they don't think anything of it. And same with you have Sam's Club, the different clubs in that where you pay just to get better pricing. This is no different. I mean, the only thing with this is those companies, you're paying extra just to actually use their and buy from them. Whereas here, with your membership, you saw it, like you get the health insurance, you get the Son Money wallet, you get the option for the Gold Back IRA, and there's just a bunch of different bonuses to the membership. In addition to they do physically here. When you do create with your standard membership, they sent me an MS69 silver graded coin, which is just a hair shy of an MS70 perfect, but it still has a high dollar value as far as its value. They also sent this American Silver Eagles book, which is an autographed copy from Miles Standish. And it's a really nice book that covers the history of the Silver Eagle, and also it shows in some of the pages the rarity of some of the coins and why they were valued at what they were valued. And I'm not sure if you saw it in the one when Zach was talking about the $1.2 million mistake. There was one coin from 1996 that was valued at $6,000 itself. So that a $1 Silver Eagle face value Silver Eagle is worth 6,000. And then in 1999, because it was a key year date, as from what I understand, is why. But one of those coins was worth $19,000. So you have one Silver Eagle that the face value is at $1, but in this case here, you had one coin that was worth $19,000. Okay, that's how it was part of why it was a $1.2 million mistake, because certain coins were valued at so much more just because of their issue in the year that they were issued. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay. But like I said, with the membership, you physically get something, but then at the same time, there's so many benefits. Okay. And that's what I'll just wrap up this income disclosure thing, because we are talking about the possibility of you earning passively. And like I said, it all depends on how much we work together, how we can work together and help each other out. And because as far as like, in order for you to succeed and me to succeed, we need to work together. Okay. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys here tonight, is that opportunity. But for their income disclosure, because we're talking about that potential of earning passively, this goes from November of 2016 to October of last year, 2020. And out of all the members that qualified, that were eligible to actually receive the compensation check to where they were earning passively, out of all the people from that time period, 92% of them were associates. So basically they just shared it with two people, but they didn't share after that with other people, or it just pretty much stopped there. So 92% of the people that actually qualified for compensation were associates, 6% were copper, 1% were bronze, and then less than 1% were silver, because that's basically putting together a team and working as a team. And then there were people that were gold and executive gold, but they were less than 1% as well. Okay, so the potential is there, but it requires, it's not where you do it and do nothing and then get paid. It's nothing like that. It's something where you just share the opportunity, and like a credit card company or a Sam's Club membership or something like that, they have a membership, but in this case here, you have a potential because you have all these. There's so much more just to the membership than look at it from the standpoint of the value that you're getting by building wealth in silver and gold. Okay. So with the member benefits, you get the access to the Sound Money Wallet, they trademarked that. That's something that they came up with, and that's something that they do. So they have the rights to that. So that's where you can actually have your money go from cash to silver to gold and vice versa, back and forth. So that's something that's a benefit. You have the auto saver program, which, like I said, it's like another form of 401k for a personal 401k. There's 7K healthcare program, and they do offer supplemental insurance. So if you already have insurance and you don't need it, but you want the supplemental insurance, that's something that you could do. They do offer that, and they do offer full healthcare as well. But if like every normal company, they have an open enrollment period, and I'm not sure exactly when that is, but that is an option for you. You have the dealer direct pricing on the silver and the gold. And then also there's the limited edition and rare coins, and a lot of stuff. Even in the product section of the website, there are rare items there too, but also with their coin drops, those are very rare, highly collectible items. There's a 1099 tax advantages, because once you actually earn passively, there is certain benefits to that, because you're technically operating as a business because you're earning from it. So there are different tax advantages on what you could use towards tax write-offs, and that's something that I would highly encourage you to check with your CPA or your accountant, just to see what they would recommend you keep track of as far as what you can share with them at tax time. There's a Goldback IRA, which that's a phenomenal opportunity there. You have the 7K Advantage. That was the rewards thing, where there's a phone app where you could just type in the city that you're in. It'll show the different companies and restaurants and businesses that offer discounts that you can use. Then you have the potential for the residual income for life. So like if you created your membership and you qualified up to, even associate, silver, bronze, whatever, you in the members below you stay active, where they continue to keep their membership active and they keep with the autosaver, you have the potential to have this residual income for life. Okay. And like I said, they do offer that where if you do rank up in that, and you can actually will that to a person if your health, down the road or something happened to your health and you passed away, you could actually will your rankings and your earnings to that person. So it would continue that. It's another extra benefit to pass on and help create that generational wealth. And then of course, there's the e-commerce sales directly from your website, because you will have your own website. So to wrap it all up again, like to qualify for the drawing, just send me an email to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. Just let me know what your takeaway from what I shared with you between the videos and what I talked about. And then you'll qualify for the weekly drawing. And then also I'll put you into the drawing at the end of the month for the rare collectible. And it'll be a collectible from 7K. And this is just something from me. It has nothing to do with 7K. They're not the ones giving you, qualifying you for the drawing. That's from me personally, just to appreciate you for taking the time to spend some time with me. But in order to get started, if you could go ahead and send me an email with your preferred email address and your phone number to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. When I get your email, I will send you a link, and I will also share my phone number with you. And like I said, it's my personal phone number. So keep in mind the time zone difference. I'm in Illinois, just outside of Chicago. So I'm in Central Standard Time. So if you're in another country or whatever, try and gauge that or figure out what time it is. If you do it in the event that you do have to call me for something, just keep that in mind. Okay, but like I said, I'd prefer you either email or text me, and then we can always jump on a Zoom or something and get your questions answered. So I will send you a link with, it's not even going to be my link, but it's going to be somebody's link, and this is how we pay it forward and help those other people below us qualify and rank up. Okay, so like if you're watching this and you feel like your husband or your wife or whatever would like to join, they would actually have to join through you. That's the one thing, that the one stipulation they do have for teams, that you can, because they would be on your left or right. If your spouse or like you do have to be eligible to, you have to have a social security number, because you do have to put that in there because for tax purposes and one of their checks and balances as well. But your person has to be of, legal working age or have a social security number to where they would be able to do taxes. Now you might have like a 10-year-old or something that has a social security number, but technically they're not eligible to work, at least in the United States. So they would have to be of working age as well. Okay. But you could do this too. Like if you're, a grandparent or something, you want to have your son or your daughter or whatever do this or whatever, you could actually refer them, but they would actually sign up under you. So if you had somebody that's a family member that wants to join, they would automatically go to your left or right. Like I said, you can pick which side they go to, but by default it goes to your left, but you want to keep it left, right, left, right. Okay. So then basically after you would create your membership, they would join from you if this happens, but then I still want you to send me your link and your username, and then I will share that with the next person, and then that person will become attached to you, and then you'll be qualified as an associate. So you see how that works. That's how it's working together as a team. And at some point, if you know, like where you work, there's 5 or 6, 7 people that might be interested in that, let me know that when you email me, because that we might want to look at how we strategically share your link. Okay, because if you know a couple of people that'll get you qualified right away as an associate, then we might want to use your link to help you qualify in that position for a copper. Okay, so that we can work that out on another call or something separate. But that's how I want to work together as a team. Okay, so go ahead and send me an email with your preferred email address, your phone number to rickandsilverandgoldsolutions.org. As soon as I get that, I will send you a link for you to sign up under. So after you create your username, share that information back with me, and then I will go ahead and share your username and your link with the next person, and then we'll get this work together and have a great time with this. And plus, I'm going to put together a Facebook group where just exclusive to our team. That way, it's only people that are working together, trying to build up and get everybody to qualify and rank up faster as quickly as possible. But like I said, my goal is to make sure that everybody at least hits associate. And by default, even if you didn't want to do that, at some point you will hit that anyways. But just to keep in mind, okay? So it's a great opportunity. And even if you decide not to join tonight, or that's perfectly your choice. I understand that, but at least you have the information to do it. And even if you didn't want to do it now, or you're still interested, you could still send me an email and say, hey, Rick, I'm still interested. I'm interested, but I just can't do it right now. And I'll just, follow up with you and touch base with you on a little bit later. And if you're watching this on YouTube, and you don't want to contact me there direct, if you go to this website here, the 7kmetals.com/rickf, there's 3 short videos on that homepage. You can watch that, and it gives like a really, really 10,000-foot overview of what I shared. And then if it does ask you to, it will ask you if you try to create a membership, who referred you, then you would put in the rickf, and that would be me. And then it would, it does that by default because they want to pay it forward. So it's like if you went to 7K's website and try to create a membership, they'll say, well, who referred you? They want to pay it forward and help everybody out as much as possible. So I really appreciate your time. And I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to open up the chat. If you have any questions, you can ask them there, but I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. Again, my name was Rick Fronick, and I really appreciate you taking your time this Tuesday evening. It's June 15th, and I appreciate your time, and I look forward to working with you together as a team. Hope you have a great evening, and thanks again for taking the time to spend it with me. Let's see. Okay, so if you had any questions, you could go ahead and put that in there. And if not, go ahead and you can reach out to me at that rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. Okay, that's where you can email me. And then also, if you wanted to go to the website, the 7K website, and see what everything's all about, the different products and different things that they share, you can go to this link here, this www.7kmetals.com/rickf. And if they ask you for a reference, just put in rickf, and then and you could feel free to email me. I have no problems. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. And as far as me sharing a link with you, depending on how many people responded, there might be a slight delay, but once I get your email, I'll let you know if I'm waiting for somebody to get back to me to share their link. I will let you know that as well. So again, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your time, and I enjoyed sharing this opportunity with you, and I hope you got some value from it. Okay, everybody, have a great evening. Thank you.